All right, so we know Minnesotans are soaking up time outside this time of year, and they look around and they start assessing, all the health of their trees and plants in their yard.
Today, we are going to get some expert advice on keeping those beautiful trees strong and, importantly, avoiding some of those pesky bugs that can do so much damage. Take a look. You got to tell me about your house and your yard. It's so beautiful. And I mean, do you stand out here and just look at your land and count the trees?
Well, at one time we had about 50 mostly oak trees. This is an oak forest. It's 100, 200 years old, something like that.
Gosh.
And it's starting to age.
Your love of trees, where did this come from? Did you always love them? Do you like to climb them? Do you hug them? How do we treat them?
Well, I worked inside for so long when I was younger that I've always wanted to be outside, and so being out here just gives you an appreciation of the environment and what it means to you, what it does for you.
You're always keeping an eye on these trees.
Correct.
Right.
35 years ago we moved in, didn't have a clue what tree maintenance was. Mother Nature's thrown in some new bugs. We lost 2 huge elms in the back to Dutch elm, but we've recently just fighting the battle with oaks.
I've seen with emerald ash borer, our canopies have changed completely, and there's ways to prevent it, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to preserve the environment and see the trees grow up being happy and healthy.
Has it been helpful to work with Alicia and her team to kind of know, all right, this is what we're doing, this is what we're watching, and trying to keep the trees as long as possible?
Yes, we've talked to many arborists over the years, and you pick up a little here and a little there, and she's been very, very helpful.
There's a lot of things that go into taking down a tree. I try to avoid removal at all costs if I can. If we have a way of preserving it or slowing down its death or whatever we can do, I'll try to do that.
A lot of times people, I would assume, are calling you when the tree is totally dead and they're afraid it's going to fall on the house. You would like to see people have an arborist come and look at their trees earlier so that you can prolong the life of the trees.
Exactly. So there's a lot of misconception with treatments on trees. I get a really good split between people that are really for it and people that say, no, that doesn't work. Like, I know treatments don't work. Well, they do, but the problem is they're calling too late. And so they'll get arborists that will come in there and they'll say, yeah, I'll treat it, but the tree's 50% gone already.
The emerald ash borer, that's the bug that gets the ash trees. The oak has its own version. What's that bug called?
Two-line chestnut borer.
Two-line chestnut borer. We're just going to show pictures of them as enemy number 1. What's the one that gets the birch trees?
Birch borer.
Are there any other ones you want to name and shame?
There's a ton of them. I do know another big one that's coming up right now. The Department of Ag just released it, was spongy moth.
What?
So that's an insect that feeds on the leaves. This tree is one that we're going to treat for two-line.
Okay.
We know it's in the neighborhood. We've treated the other trees around it, so it's this one's turn to get its vaccine, so to say.
All right.
The insects and funguses, they thrive on stressed trees.
Yeah, it's like, it's so interesting that you say that, though, because everything that you were talking reminded me of being a person. Like, if you're stressed or deficient in something, you're going to be more likely to get the bug that's coming around, and a tree is no different.
So you have multiple layers inside here, but we drill just until we hit a certain point, and then we set a plug in there. That plug is self-sealing, so when we insert the needle into it and give it its injection, it seals, so no bugs or anything can get in there.
Yeah.
And then that bark layer will rebark over that eventually. That's step number 1.
That's it. And you never have to go to the gym because you just do squats all day.
Oh, the first time I did this, I couldn't walk the next day. Any neighborhood we treat, we watch the entire neighborhood because preventing it, doing it before you have it, is the best thing you can do.
Exactly.
Trees are, like you said, like people in a sense, right? So there's no tree that's the same. The guns calibrate based off of the tree and what we're doing. I adjust this to the right chemical amount for the tree.
Yep.
And then I just push the button and it pushes it in there and you're done.
This is the final step in the treatment. This is if you pay a little extra. You just get okay, Alicia.
We'll give it a hug.
Oh, this is so nice. It feels so good. You're all
now she feels all the love for the rest of the year.
You're going to be
she
great.
Or he.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I love that tree.
I'm fascinated. I really am about like the whole thing.
I know, it's interesting stuff.
It really is.
Alicia has a ton of knowledge, and if you have tree care concerns, you can reach out to ArborGold. Their whole team has been so great to work with. They're offering 10% off select services when you mention this show, Twin Cities Live. Their contact information is posted on twincitieslive.com.
Another day hugging trees.
Just hugging trees for the money. That's what I'm doing. We'll be back.